Hello everyone, welcome back to Jazz Inspires, the channel where we dive deep into the music that inspires us, moves us, and keeps the spirit of jazz alive and evolving. I'm Joe, and today we're taking a look at a record that really caught my ear. It's From the Fire by Australian musician Audrey Powne. This album dropped with little mainstream noise, but trust me, it deserves your attention. So settle in and let's get into the music, because From the Fire is something quite special. This album's a rich fusion of jazz, soul and R&B, and what really stands out is the tone. There's this haunting, melancholic undercurrent that runs throughout the entire project that gives it a sense of mystery and depth. It's emotionally layered, sophisticated in its harmonic approach, and built on a modern rhythmic foundation that leans heavily into hip-hop. Not in a gimmicky way, but in a way that feels completely authentic to Powne's musical vision. She's a triple threat, a singer, trumpeter and composer, and across the album she wears all three hats with a kind of effortless confidence. The production is lush and there's a cinematic quality to the arrangements that makes each track feel like a scene in a film. Let's dive into some of the standout tracks, not all of them, but the ones that really stood out to me as highlights on the album. Let's start with what's probably my favourite track on the album, Feed the Fire. This track is mesmerising. The moment it begins, you're pulled into this beautifully crafted soundscape. Before the drums even arrive, there's this wave of deep, luscious harmonies. Warm strings wrap around gleaming, almost sprite-like electric piano notes. And there's this haunting trumpet line that sets the mood perfectly. Then Powne's vocals enter and they're spellbinding. She sings with a restraint that almost draws you in more. There's this tension in her delivery that's incredibly compelling. The drums kick in with a snappy hip-hop inspired groove. It's got that crisp, tight snare sound that immediately locks in the rhythm. One of my favourite textures in this track is when her vocals are supported by the strings. It gives the whole thing a thick, velvety sound that just surrounds you. There's atmosphere here in spades. It's dark, mysterious, slightly melancholic, but alluring at the same time. Then comes the trumpet solo just after the halfway mark. And wow, it's thoughtful, not showy. Melodic, expressive, and perfectly placed. This is a track that I keep coming back to, and honestly it's a masterclass in mood and arrangement. Next up is Interlude 1, and I know what you're thinking, it's just an interlude. But don't be fooled, this one slaps. There's an uplifting, almost gospel-tinged piano chord progression that kicks things off. Bright, joyous, and full of movement. This track is a great showcase of Powne's trumpet playing. There's space here, space to breathe, space for the music to open up. The drums have that same hip-hop flavour that we heard earlier, energetic and groove-heavy. The double bass is subtle but adds a lovely roundness to the low end. Really tasteful lines that support without ever getting in the way. It's not the most groundbreaking track on the album, but it knows what it is. A tight, feel-good moment that gets your head nodding and gives you a glimpse of Powne's musicality in a more laid-back setting. Now, Indigo is an interesting one. It's one of the more vocally driven tracks on the album. I'll be honest, as more of a jazz head, this wasn't immediately one of my favourites. But the more I sat with it, the more I appreciated what Powne was doing here. This is the track with the most commercial appeal, and I don't mean that in a bad way. It's polished, radio friendly even, but it still carries that strong musical identity. The vocal melody is catchy. The instrumentation, still lush, still jazz rooted. There's a brilliant moment during her trumpet solo, backed again by those cinematic strings and rich piano chords, and it builds this delicious tension. You can tell a lot of care went into the arrangement. Even in a more accessible track like this, Powne doesn't let go of the intricacy that defines her sound. It's an impressive balancing act. Interlude 2, now this one hit me unexpectedly. It's only a couple of minutes long, but it's pure bliss. There's this joyful, almost whimsical tone to it, but it's not childish. It's sophisticated, layered, and has this mysterious, otherworldly energy. Think Studio Ghibli meets Blue Note. Actually, my girlfriend made that exact Ghibli comparison while I was listening to the album, and she was spot on. Skippy jazz drums, a warm round double bass, cinematic string layers. It all blends together into something that feels simultaneously dreamy and grounded. It's got that jazzy swing, but it feels as if it belongs in a film score. A small track, but one of the most memorable moments on the whole record for me. And then we've got the title track, From the Fire. This one feels like a culmination. The hip-hop drum grooves return, and once again they form the backbone of something much richer. You've got electric piano chords that are smooth and shimmering, busy little bass lines bubbling underneath, and Powne's vocals, warm, expressive, and totally in control. This is where you really hear the blend of soul, neo-soul, and jazz come together in harmony. Her trumpet work doesn't dominate the track, but it doesn't need to. It's there supporting the composition, adding the emotional weight. The structure of this one is really satisfying. It evolves, but stays cohesive. It gives you a bit of everything that makes the album great, all wrapped up into an elegant package. So, in summary, From the Fire is a strong, mature, emotionally resonant album. Audrey Powne doesn't just flirt with genres, she weaves them together in a way that feels seamless and deeply personal. Jazz, soul, hip-hop, R&B, it's all in here, but it doesn't feel crowded or overcooked. There's this consistent melancholic atmosphere that I absolutely love. And vocally, there are shades of Napalm from Hiatus Coyote, but Powne definitely has her own voice. Her trumpet playing is tasteful and expressive, and her compositions are cinematic in the best way. My top pick, still From the Fire. It's a total stunner. The strings, the groove, the bite in her vocals. It's a track I'll be returning to for a long time. So, that's it from me today. If you haven't checked out From the Fire, do yourself a favor. This one's gonna be in rotation for a while. If you enjoyed this review, hit the like button, subscribe, and drop a comment below letting me know what your favorite track is from this album. Do you hear the Studio Ghibli vibes in Interlude too? Are you obsessed with Feed the Fire like I am? Thanks for watching Jazz Inspires. I'm Joe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Until then, keep listening, keep discovering, and as always, stay inspired.